Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc character tier list debate. We decided to do something a little bit different.
See if our marriage survives this.
Yes, it could get ugly. Counselors have already been called in. They're on standby for this.
We've been talking about doing this for like a month. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So it's funny, we were talking about this earlier today, and he's like, no, save it for the debate.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to know anything because it was like, I bet we'll argue over 1 and 2, but we'd agree on like number 2.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, no, you can't tell me what it is. I don't want to know. We'll save it for the debate. All right. So here was the main ground rule that we set is max of 4 characters per tier. Mm-hmm. So that way we don't have, otherwise the top ones were going to get so crowded.
Yep.
So we're like, all right, we'll only do 4 per tier. We're not going to count, I don't know why they're here, but we're not going to count the weird Taka, and I don't know why there's double Junkos.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be her different personalities, maybe?
Maybe. Like one was her as the ultimate despair, and one was her as just Junko. Which, by the way, massive spoilers are probably going to be revealed in this. So if you haven't played this, don't watch this. Go play the game. Go watch the game. Do something else.
Go watch us play it.
Yeah, there we go.
We had a blind playthrough.
That was fun. All right.
How do you want to just go in order? Do you want to start picking? Oh, we already said.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
you said.
We talked about this like 2 minutes ago.
Sorry. Short-term memory loss.
It happens.
Probably more so as we go along.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with people who were murdered. Maybe not necessarily in chapter order, but maybe we'll try to go with chapter order. Then people who were murderers. Mm-hmm. And then the rest, people who survived.
Yep. All
right. So first person who was murdered was Sayaka. So what do you think for Sayaka?
It's funny, when we were actually playing the game, I liked her because she was like, the casual friend girl next door feel. But after finding out what the hell she was up to, I freaking hated her.
Yeah, she very manipulative.
Set us up.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, and she put a lot of thought into that plan too.
Yeah.
So my big thing with Sayaka is that, like she started out and she was like this like really nice girl. She was like, she was your assistant.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be our sidekick throughout the game. And then as it went along a little bit, I'm like, oh, she's going to die. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be first.
But she wasn't getting out of that place alive.
There was a point where I'm just like, okay, she's going to die at some point. Like I had a hunch it was either going to be first or last. That they were going to like get to the end and then go for that gut punch.
Yep.
Whereas opposed to this, they just decided to try to frame Makoto. So my thing with Sayaka, she wasn't in a lot of the game. You didn't really get to know her very well. That said, I don't have any particular like issue with her. Like there are probably other characters where I have like more negative things to say.
I don't think she's a like D.
Yeah.
But I don't think she makes it out of the C in my world. Only because she like freaking tried to kill us almost.
She did. I mean, and which arguably was one of the more interesting things that she did. But I'm
just making a point
Sayaka.
of we put out our first trust flag and we got like burned. And the fact that everyone thought we killed her at first too. Remember that? We had to go prove that we didn't kill her.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, she was gonna set us up. I would go with C.
Okay.
C was kind of where I was leaning. I don't know where in the C's she's going to end up, but that was kind of my thought.
I think it's a good spot for her.
Yeah.
Manipulative little friendship POS. I'm so bitter.
This is what the counselors...
Never trust anyone.
This is what the counselors are for.
Okay.
So next is poor Chihiro.
I loved Chihiro.
Yeah, she was he.
Yeah.
Obviously he didn't make it very long either. You didn't get to learn a whole lot about him. We didn't actually hang out with him at all, I think, through the game. He was just gone before there was really the chance. I was so concerned about like, there's all these other characters that I really enjoy and I want to learn more about them. that we kind of ignored Chihiro.
Yeah, and so here's the question, and I know we didn't split it up into the two things, but I feel like, I don't know what we should call it, he or she, but let's go with that. Such a cool premise of how they set up that computer program Alter Ego for us.
Oh yeah.
And like, think about how much like assistance and help like pretty much saved our ass
That's
at one
true.
point. So I just think it's really, really cool that they had like this forethought to put this program together. Even though, it's not the real person, it's their like subconscious that put this together. I think it's like even though she was like the second one to get killed, it became such a big story plot point.
Yeah, and there was like a lot of character development too. So
sorry, excuse me.
So like in that regard, like, he was an interesting character. I'm leaning towards B.
Me too, actually.
All right, cool. All right, we're moving along. Okay.
We haven't gotten to the controversial ones
We
yet. haven't.
These are only going to get harder.
So chapter 3 was the double murder.
Yes. Technically, Taka was first.
Yes.
Which is odd.
Might be one of the weirdest people that liked Taka.
I did too.
Oh, okay. Good. Because I just thought he was crazy with his rules and his military-esque style. I don't know. I just thought him pretty funny every time when he started like going on about his, this isn't conducive to a school environment. Yeah. Like we still quote that around here.
Yeah, I had an issue with him because I gave him a voice that was really hard on me. So,
and it's so funny because I can't hear him talk without hearing your voice because that voice was really good, but I knew it killed you.
That one was was really strenuous on the throat. So I was actually not sad when he died. I mean, I was because again, like I like Taka. Like
I totally forgot my best part. Him and Mondo's boy-mance they had going on.
The bromance scene, yeah.
My goodness.
Them sitting in the
sauna.
Yeah, the sauna.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. That is literally probably one of my favorite scenes in the first game, like top 5.
Yeah.
Just because they were like trying to kill each other for the longest time. And then all of a sudden it's like we have this big like man bro contest. And all of a sudden it's like we're conjoined at the hip like every day, like we're BFFs.
Yeah, it was really funny when they had their competition. You come in and you're like, oh God, one of them probably killed the other, and then they're like just laughing it off. They're best friends.
Just like two unlikely souls. So
we also didn't really hang out with Taka much, so I don't know much, like a ton about his backstory. I mean, I think I found out a little bit more during Ultra Despair Girls when it was talking about his dad. We found
out a little bit more too we watched the anime just so everybody knows too. We watched the Danganronpa 1 anime, so we learned a little bit in there too.
We did, yeah, and the like in a nutshell anime, I was like making fun of it. Yes, that was really funny.
Those are really funny, especially Hina with the donuts.
Yeah,
highly recommend that
for sure. I don't know. He wasn't like a big player. In the game. I liked him. I have a hard time going above a B.
Me too. I think put him in B now. If we need to reshuffle, we can.
Yeah. All right. Now, where would you say in relation to Chihiro?
I'd put him after Chihiro.
Okay, I agree. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
All right. Then Hifumi. Hifumi initially was like such a funny character, and then when he like his whole thing about like, oh, I'm only into 2D. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny and like made him interesting. And then like the second Celeste showed any interest and he's like, wait, what? 2D? I'm out of here. So like, which I think is probably realistic, but like, I felt like it was an opportunity to make him like an interesting character that they kind of went down the beaten path with.
I feel like he just didn't stay in character was my problem with him.
Yeah, that was it.
I was like, okay, great. He's going to be a 2D, like making fun of the typical Japanese anime, like folks, like those kind of people. And not there's anything wrong with them. I like them too. But that was just the trope I think he was. And then he started, like you said, he started drifting away from that trope. And it's like, but that's not his character. Like I had a real hard time with that. I think the plot was funny that he went that route.
Oh yeah. But, and I think it was realistic too, because I think that it was like, you know, girls weren't showing him attention before, so it was like, oh well, I'm just gonna, you know, say that it's an intentional choice, and then girl shows him attention, he's like, wait a second here. Yeah,
and it's just so funny how far he went with that though. Yeah. Like Celeste played him like a fiddle, and that's just so. I mean, that's
Celeste's character though.
I know, but it's so unfortunate because he's so naive.
Yeah.
So he like literally it was like lamb to the slaughter with him.
For sure.
So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah, he wasn't. Again, not really someone who stood out, and I think.
I'm in the C range with him.
I was kind of too. I was C, only because again we didn't really hang out with him that I remember. I'm having a hard time remembering who we did actually spend time with. I know Kyoko. Celeste for a little bit. I think Hina Ada just because Sakura. There was no one else left.
We did Sakura.
Okay.
I think we did Byakuya too a
couple times. Yeah. So. I'm kind of in the C range.
Okay. Let's do C.
C. Would you say above or below Sayaka, though?
I say below Sayaka. At least she tried to kill us.
Sayaka did something. I mean, to be fair, Hifumi actually did kill somebody.
I know, but he wasn't trying to kill us.
Yeah, that's true.
Or set us up, really. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he got played by that plan pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. The fourth one. Sakura.
Man, Sakura was such a cool character. Like, I remember seeing her character for the first time, and I'm like, I was a little unsure if it was a guy or a girl, and then I'm like, because of that uncertainty, I'm like, that's a girl. Like, well, that
the outfit too.
Yeah.
Unless we didn't know about Chihiro's thing too, unless it was a cross-dressing she/he kind of gender kind of thing. Yeah, I really liked Sakura's character like a lot. I like that she was the rock. I like that her and Hina's friendship or more. We just don't know.
It was kind of left up in the air, I think.
I called her death.
You did. You're the one who was like...
The first time I saw it, just based on her character, I just had a feeling she was guilty for something. And that was her penance, just by the way, you know, her philosophy and martial arts background was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about her. I think she's up there. She's one of our, like, one of those great characters. And, like, she was a strength for the characters, too. So her leaving, like,
was a big deal. And I think, like, she wasn't, like, as... wasn't as good at like deducting things as, say, like, Kyoko. But, like, she also wasn't hero, you know, like she wasn't like super perceptive and super like intelligent, but I felt like once she was like she had a wisdom to her for sure. And I think she was like one of the more useful voices when it came to class trials up to that point. I'm leaning A.
I am too.
All right, so we'll go Sakura A. I don't know where she's gonna fall in that A range, but that's all right. All right. So fifth would technically be Mukuro.
I know.
I guess.
We technically forgot Junko. Technically.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Because she died. We'll deal with Junko at the end, I think.
Well, I mean, Mukuro technically died twice.
Mukuro did die twice.
So we'll just go with that.
Yeah. We'll go with Mukuro at this point.
So she's really, really interesting for a character that had literally no background, plot, etc. She became one of our biggest jokes.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Mukuro Ikusaba thing, very memeable.
But interesting how she played into her sister's hand and went as her, and just the shocked expression on her face when she got killed and just said, I can't remember what she said, but like...
She was like, this wasn't supposed to happen
this way. And I was like, what? When you're going through the first time, you're like, oh, I think she just meant like she wasn't supposed to get killed like this, or she wasn't expecting to be killed like this. You didn't think that my freaking sister just killed me for no reason.
Yeah. I thought she was interesting in the animes. You know, when we watched the Danganronpa 3 Hope and Despair arcs.
Right.
So I thought she was interesting in the context of Danganronpa 1, though, she didn't have much of a character. I mean, she wasn't even her own character.
No, she wasn't. She was really Junko.
So that it's hard to rank her high. Yeah. I wouldn't put her at D.
No.
But I don't think I would rank her. I don't think I would go above C.
I don't think so. I think C. I would actually put her past Hifumi.
Past Hifumi, but before Sayaka?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on board with that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with our killers. Leon. Stupid.
He might have some of my favorite stupid lines. Stupid. But I actually really didn't like him.
I didn't either.
He was a typical, like, first character murder guy. We're just like, well, I don't know really what I was doing, but
I felt bad for him because he got was set up. Like, there was nothing at the point that Sayaka attacked him. There was nothing he could do. It was dunzo. Like, even the fact that they're like, oh, well, you could have gone back and like he went back and got his toolkit and unlocked the door and killed her, but like, no one was gonna believe that she lured him to the room and then attacked him. Like, that just wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
So he really didn't have a choice at that point.
He had no choice. Like, he was a murderer that didn't set this up, plotted, etc. He was just guilty by being with this and not wanting to get himself killed.
Yeah.
How he hid the evidence, though, was kind of stupid. I mean, like, the thing with the baseball that you had to throw it to hit the trash compactor. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I feel like this was, too, the only murder that I was just like, wow, is this whole game going to be this easy?
Well, part of it, though, is because of the translation. Because
I know, because they wrote the name or whatever.
Yeah, they wrote the name out. But even without that, it was still... I still think we would have pieced that together with the Zero issue.
Yeah, so he doesn't stand out for me. He's not that exciting of a character. I kind of found him whiny, and I really just like when he says everything's stupid, and he starts breaking. I would,
like without... If it weren't for the fact that I don't want to crowd C, I'd probably bump him up to a C. But considering that we're gonna have to put some characters in, I could see D.
I could see him as D.
I'm gonna throw him at D.
Okay.
Mondo.
Probably my favorite death.
Oh, the Mondo butter.
Every time we pull out butter in our house, I'm like, it's Mondo butter. I can't eat pancakes anymore without thinking about that either.
Mondo, yeah. Pancakes and Mondo butter, they go together perfectly.
He had an interesting backstory, I thought.
Yeah, I liked his backstory, for sure.
That was interesting. Why he was doing what he was doing and why he needed to get out. I kind of was not real clear about his whole motivation for killing Chihiro. It was just weird. Like, she went to him to, like, hey, help me get stronger. And then I think didn't he find out he was a...
Yeah, like, Chihiro confided in Mondo.
Yeah.
And so Mondo got upset that, like, Chihiro was, like, so strong mentally and, like, because Monokuma was about to reveal, like, what everyone did, that, that Chihiro was actually a boy, that Mondo was responsible for his brother's death. And, like, I think Mondo looked at Chihiro and, like, he was, like, mentally strong and, like, was okay with, like, having this big thing revealed, and Mondo wasn't, and that upset him. It still felt a little forced.
Yeah. I also think that might have been the worst motivation, because I'm just like, unless you're, like, the freaking mob, like, what secret do you have that everyone's going to be like, okay, like, I don't know you, so why do I care?
Well, I think with
especially
Mondo...
Ours was dumb.
Ours was dumb. Like, with Mondo's, I can kind of understand it, because at that point, then, he was going to be a suspect for every single murder, because he's going to be like, well, you killed your brother, why wouldn't you have killed this person? So I get why that was a big secret to be revealed. I just... Yeah, like, the reasoning behind killing Chihiro just didn't... like I said, it felt a little forced. It felt like one of those things that they needed to do just to get things moving. Which was fine, but yeah, it was definitely the one that, like, most had me scratching my head as to why it happened at all.
But again, like I said, I came down to it was just like, to me, any of these secrets get revealed, and everyone just goes,
yeah,
all right, whatever.
All right, what are you thinking?
Kind of at a C.
You're at a C. I was at a B.
We can put him in a low B.
Low B. Maybe I'm thinking low B with the.
Because I probably would have put him above Sayaka.
Yeah.
I did like Mondo as a character.
Yeah, I did like Mondo's character. I have nothing else for the hair.
His hair was awesome.
When he's holding Monokuma and getting ready to chuck him and he blows up.
I thought it's ironic, too, that I think his hairstyle has something to do with corn, isn't it? They consider it something like that?
Something like that.
And then you have the butter.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Mondo. Mondo was a cool character, but again, he didn't last long enough for you to learn a ton about him.
But then, it broke poor Taka.
Poor Taka. Yeah, but I mean, maybe we
broke.
All right, Celeste. I just realized Hifumi could have been one or the other.
Oh yeah.
Because he was both the killer and he's the only character I can think of that was both the killer and a victim.
Yeah. Celeste is just an odd duck. Like, she had this whole thing about her, name. Didn't want anyone to know her real name.
Yeah.
And
I think that went into, the poker player aspect is, as little real information as possible.
Yeah. But when she, lost her nut, she lost her nut.
She
went bad shit crazy when we started, poking at her holes. And that, to me, was dude, you're a professional poker player. You're used to, gambling and, hiding your faces and,
Well, I think at that point, though, it was so obvious that she had done it. I think she realized the writing was on the wall that, she was going to lose. It's
funny when her reason for killing came up, I was like, this is, the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
The motive was probably not great.
But when you look at her character and how shallow it is and how money-driven she is and... beautiful people and wealth, it makes sense. She killed because she's a shallow individual that wants to be filthy, stinking rich and famous. And that was her reason for doing it. It took me a long time to kind of realize that that's really what the game was trying to hone in on. Because when we first went through it, I'm like...
Yeah, when money was listed as the motive at, the very beginning, whoever kills the next person is going to get all this money, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing they've come up with so far.
Yep.
I really didn't expect that to actually motivate anyone to kill.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it did. I mean, it does fit her character.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked the mysterious angle, at the beginning, you knew there was something up with her and how she was just, I mean, she played the poker face for 2 chapters really well.
I loved her hair, the super long,
her character design is probably one of my favorite characters designs in this game.
When we were looking at Halloween costumes last year, and that's when we went as Makoto and Chiaki, I actually looked at her at one point. I was thinking about it, but her hair, I'm like, I don't think I could pull it off without a really big wig.
I think they do actually have wigs.
It's really expensive.
But yeah, her character design was amazing. I thought that was really well done. Mm-hmm. I'm leaning towards A because she's one of my personal favorite characters.
I am too. Yeah, I said,
I put her after Sayaka, but
yeah. It took me a long time to realize she might be an A. Again, like I said, it was just figuring out how she functioned and worked. And like I said, when she lost her shit, I just ate it up. Because it cracked her.
Yeah. She was just such a unique character in that game. And she, like I said, her design was just so good. I can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, I would, if I were doing my list of top 3 favorite characters in this game, she might make that list.
Wouldn't be mine. She'd be in top 5.
That's fair. All right. So next, Sayaka. Jeez, where should we put Sayaka?
No, Sakura did it.
Or yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, technically they killed Alter Ego.
Oh, they did. They did kill Alter Ego.
I mean,
there's no Alter Ego thing on there.
They have the 5 Junkos, but they don't have Alter Ego. I would still put Chihiro and Alter Ego together, so I'm probably at B spot. But that was kind of a gut wrencher when it's well, we have no one else to kill, so here's your mystery, and it's just it's Alter Ego, and it's I love this computer program, and it's about to get squished.
I remember like we were trying to like joke our way through it because in part 1 because they kept content IDing all the executions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So like it seemed like the more we talked through it, the better it went. Like the less they grabbed those, but like afterwards we're like, oh, poor alter ego.
I was more upset about a computer being crushed than I was probably a lot of the other executions.
Yeah, Leon dying, you were like, oh, that's brutal, but like, you know, he did kill someone.
He did say stupid like 50 times.
They smashed our computer and we're like, oh God, why?
I think it's because it was like your hope of like getting out because they were trying to get a signal outside. Like it crushed your hope.
Yeah.
And despair.
It's funny how I never noticed hope and despair get used in games so often, and I never noticed it until after playing Danganronpa.
And every time we do it, we do the
hope and despair. Yeah. Yeah, anytime hope comes out, despair inevitably.
In a Monokuma-like voice.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry for the abrupt edit. This went on much longer than we anticipated, so we decided to break it up into 2 parts. I hope you enjoyed part 1. Let us know what you think of our choices so far in the comments. If you want to make your own tier list and post it in the comments, we'd love to see it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.